Hello guys, welcome to Flory Models Daily Show. Here we are on Thursday morning, the 18th of August 2016. And to be honest, I've spent the last, 3 hours editing this, okay, which is me squirting. There we go. Yeah, basically, we're doing this one. It is going to be a full-on one. Again, it's another 50-minute I've managed to edit it down to, but this is going to cover everything about the modelling. Now, obviously, everyone's got a different way of doing this. This is just my way. We explained about various things about using templates and that, but I basically use the freehand technique to do this particular one. Multiple camera angles. To be honest, some worked good, some didn't. My over-the-shoulder cam, which I was quite excited about, we've come to editing it. There's only a few shots because my hand is in the way. It's a perfect line of sight, but unfortunately not from my head. So there is 5 cameras running, but to be honest, the good old faithful 2 overheads did most of the work from this, as you can sort of see as we're making around. So this is going to be out with you Monday, and then obviously after this one we talk about putting the camo on, sorry, the markings on are actually sprayed on. They're not decals, they're actually sprayed on, apart from the number 6 and the bar, but the actual iron cross and marking, SWAT sticker, things like that, we put those all on. They are all sprayed on and everything else, so it's making its way very nicely down there. So anyway, that will be up with you on Monday. So that's what I've been doing this morning. Then if we come down here, we are studio-wise looking a little bit tidier. Still very empty, very lonely. Hopefully you might hear something back on the PC. To be honest, down here, I haven't actually been in here this morning properly yet. All right, we've actually got the 190. So if that light comes online, they are all sort of coming online, you might see a little bit of weathering. I've just been playing with some weathering on this particular wing. I don't know if you see, that's weathered, that's raw. I know it's not a great deal, but what I've done is I very lightly sanded, just to have a test, with a sanding sponge. This is the polisher over the top, because the great thing about this riveting system, the way it does, it makes a sort of volcano with the rivet, so it's slightly raised as well as recessed in one. So that's what we've tended to do. So what I've done is, this has had a dark dirt wash, and we did the same as we've done recently, is we haven't wet to take it off, wet a cloth, we've actually sanded it off. So it gives us more of a blotchy, mottled look, but I don't know if you can tell the difference between the two. I know obviously this is the one that's had it, that one hasn't. It's quite dull, it's nothing spectacular, but this side has had it, that hasn't. That's fresh. That's had it as well. You can see we've still got the back ends of it down there, but I don't know, I'm not as happy with it as I was when we've done other things. I think this top wing's fine, just underneath it hasn't really worked, so I might go back to doing with the old spitty cloth and taking it out. We've reseated that engine completely, we spoke about yesterday. I took it off again and reseated it again. It's fitting a lot better. Again, it's one of those things, just needs to be juggled around and everything else. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to film doing the wash section on this, because it's all here and ready to go, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to do that now for the next sort of half an hour, so that'll be done and completed. Then that can go to one side, and then that way we can get on with those reviews, which we're going to start on in a minute. Okay, and welcome back. So quite a busy morning, to be honest. One that we've started on, we've actually started weathering in this guy. So hopefully you can see now how the mottling is going in. Now I'm hoping you'll see this better than I've been showing on the other cameras. Hopefully you can see the riveting detail is coming through on the wing. Now this is something I've had real trouble trying to show on the other camera, on the big camera. But what we've actually done is our usual way. We've put the wash on, and then we've very lightly sanded back the wash, so the riveting works with the wash and everything all in one. So this is what we're trying to do, and as I say, I was trying to show it on the other camera. Hopefully this will show. This is what I love about the actual Rosie the Riveter. It's making a crater versus you know, something like a standard punch in a hole or whatever it's doing. Okay, so in that way what it actually does is make a crater, so you get the best of both worlds. One is a wash takes beautifully into it because it's in the recess, but because we've got a slight raise around the outside, as in the crater ring, you can sand it back. So this is what we've actually done, and then hopefully, camera gonna lock in, come on camera. This is where I need another hand to do the autofocus. But hopefully you can actually see on these wings how we've got the riveting. There we go. So I have to use this in the actual video bit because it's working better here than it is the other one. You can see how we've got them to come through. and that's the type of effect we were going for, was to trying to get it all to work. So by using the wash gives you the sort of the darkness, the shadow and everything else, and then we can come in and literally go right the way over this guy and sand it back with, to be honest, a medium sanding stick, just to make it wear slightly through all the paint and actually get the riveting to pop through. So all that beautiful work we did before, we're still not out with. Don't know what I'm going to do with the underside yet. I do want it grubby, but I don't think we want it quite that grubby yet. So, you know, usual thing with the wash, take it on and off as you like. But generally, I think we are getting there. Hopefully, we should have that thing together really, really soon. So, obviously, been doing reviews. Very excited about this guy, as in, we've just done that review there for the Harrier GR7-9. That'll be up with you later today. And the great thing about it is we get this. Now, all you Harrier buffs out there will know exactly what this is. For the uneducated of you, I'll fill you in. Basically, what we have here is, this is the 100% lyrics. This is 65% lyrics. Now, I remember this back when we started Flory Models. This is like a history lesson here. This was one of the first kits we did as a video build back, I think it was in 2006. Okay, as a proper video rebuild. Yeah, we've done them before, but not like as a step-by-step all the way through. Okay, it has been retired now because it's quite cringeable, really. Okay, but the thing is, at the time, it was a lot spoken about. It had the wrong type of lyrics, because if you went out and bought the Hasegawa kit, it always came with this one, and so did the Revelry box, which is the 65% lyrics. The thing is, a lot of the GR7s had the 100% lyrics. Now, as you'll hear about in the review, there was a couple of glamour models. Lucy Pinder. Ooh. Sorry, miles away. Yeah, so Lucy and her friend, which I've forgotten her name now, the other one, had their nose art on the Harriers, which had to be removed apparently because the MOD didn't like it very much after they come back from Afghanistan. But anyway, they had 100% lyrics. And yet a lot of people did them with the 65. So the purists out there were like, oh, you've used the wrong one. You should be using 100% lyrics. Anyway, I'm getting off the track now. The kit comes with both. So what this basically means is you can build any type of GR7 you want. It doesn't matter, because you've got the 100% lyrics or the 65% lyrics in the same box, which is actually really, really good, because if you didn't have the right one, you had two options. Alicat, which I don't think are going anymore, they did a resin replacement one for this, which is, to be honest, what I used on a couple of the builds that I did with it. Or your other option was to go and get an AV8B kit and strip it out and pinch the 100% lyrics, because the AV8B kit came with that one, but not the 65. So then you ended up with a kit left over and all the rest of it. Generally, it was a pain with the kit, but now Edard have done a fantastic job with that particular kit and have come back now and given us really the definitive AV8B or your GR7-9 Harrier. The great thing about it is, obviously, the two things I've always said this kit needed was a colour photo etch cockpit set. Check, comes with that now, and a resin seat. Perfect. So it's got in there. Also, there is some beautiful markings in that one. Anyway, you can see the full review. That it will be up with you by the time you see this. Anyway, quite a busy day getting on with that one. So next up from me, I'm going to do the Forge World kit review. At the moment, we've got a bit of a backlog because the big trouble we've got is the, well, editing. You know what editing's like. Not so bad. You know, double the time. If it's an hour to do a review, it takes 2 hours to edit it. Okay, trouble is rendering it. So rendering now, where it is on the old PC, which is the broken one that's gone back, the new one if you like, that would do almost 1 for 1. So if it was a 30-minute review, it would do it in 30 minutes. This one upstairs takes an hour and a half to do it. So I'm waiting now, it's actually rendering this, what you're watching. So I've got an hour and a half to kill. So that's why I'm gonna do the Forge one now. I'll go up, I'll get that one edited and then back down. And then I might even be able to get a third one in. And then tomorrow, it'll free me up because then I can get on with the 109. 190. And really push forward with that, because what I want to do tomorrow ideally is do all the oil work so it can be drying over the weekend. So when we come to it on Monday, it's just going to be a case of putting it together and it'll be finished then and good to go. But generally, I must admit, it's coming along really, really nicely. So that's about it from me. I'll catch you all in the show tonight. So there you go, quite a busy day all in all. I must admit, some great reviews, really enjoyed it. The Forge World one you want to see tomorrow, I haven't got a clue what I'm on about. There's a disclaimer at the beginning, but even the way the kit comes and it's in a bag and it's pretty weird. Anyway, this is up with you right now. If you've never built this kit before and you're a Harrier fan or Marine Corps fan, anything else like that, go and get it, because it is absolutely fantastic. And as I said before, and I know I'm harping on about it, but having both Lyricses in the front there is what this kit always needed. It should have had it all the way through, and it would have made it fantastic. And it's nice to see that Eduard, not only of obviously just taking on an old kit and there it is, somebody's having the forethought down in there to think to say to actually Hasegawa, okay, we'll have the tooling from you, or obviously they're supplying the kit, but we need to have both Lyricses as well, so we can do both options. So again, fantastic work for them, and it's just what this kit needs, having the actual resin ejector seat, colour photo etch for the cockpit, and you're good to go. Really, really nice. As I said, it would be nice with the nozzles as well, because they are available. You can actually get the resin nozzles for it as well. But certainly, as that is out of the box now, gives you a perfect Harrier. And as I say, you can do all the variants as well, which is really, really nice. So that is up there now. You can go off and have a look at that review. To be honest, I've also done the next part of this. This will be ready for you on Monday, which is obviously going to talk about the weathering, putting on the markings and doing the modelling work and the various bits and pieces like that. As I say, I'm really pushing on, and because I've done the Forge World review, which technically is tomorrow's work, I can spend half a day on this solely. So that's what I intend to do tomorrow morning. I'm really going to push on with this, and if all goes well, we're going to get the engine properly mounted, because to be honest, it's still a loose fit down on here, and then we can get it onto its gear, and then we can think about obviously then starting detailing it up properly. Okay, then once those are all in, we're going to come in with the oils, and then we can start flicking around with all the oils. What I'd like to do is to be into a position where by over the weekend it can dry, those oils can do. So if I can get those done before the weekend, that'll be fantastic as well. But needless to say, loving this kit. It's really coming together really, really nicely. And if you're into your painting and your weathering and all those stages, this is the bit that's going to interest you. So there we go. That's it from me today, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow, where obviously we'll be having a look around the forum. We're going to have a look at your work, your progress threads, your build threads, and obviously all your great work in the gallery on Friday. So till tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.